Hello everybody, my name is David Wolf. I'm the owner of Grace Healthcare in Gulfport, Mississippi. This is going to be a quick introduction, and I'll try to make it as brief and as complete as possible, on the use of an Everflow, a Respironics Everflow concentrator. This is a 5-liter concentrator. First thing, crank it up. I am, with the Velcro strap, taking the cord off. Regular cord, 110, simple. Take it, plug it in. That's real straightforward. The next thing, on the top of it, we have a on and off switch. Off is 0. The I is on. You'll hear that ringing noise right off the bat. That tells you it's getting cranked up. On the front of it, on the front, you have your gauge that tells you how many liters per minute of oxygen you'll be receiving. This goes from 0 liters per minute to 5 liters per minute of O2. And we're going to set this, as I turn it, you can see it going up. Granted, this started up awfully quick, but it may take a few minutes to completely saturate with oxygen. We're going to set this, and 90% of the patients we have will go home with 2 liters of oxygen. And turn it down. That controls the liter. What you want to do is split in the middle of the ball on the 2 liters. Not above it, not below it, but just split the center of that ball so it's right at 2 liters. You now have 2 liters of oxygen per minute, leaving this right here. So I'm going to we'll use a standard nasal cannula. It'll have 1 tube. Real simple. Place it on the tip there and roll this out. And this is a really nice cannula. This actually has ear straps, and it's a lot of these are little ear pads to make it more comfortable on your ears. Turn around. First thing to do is put the ear straps on, and then put the cannula in your nose, as I have right here, and just breathe. And you may want to pull it in and kind of make some adjustments. There's another piece right under here to tighten it up or loosen it, whatever's comfortable to you. Now you're breathing oxygen. You can ask your supplier, and now Grace Healthcare this is only a 6-foot hose, but you can get a 50-foot hose. That's about the max you'll want to run a hose in your home. Any more than that, just by the nature of the distance, it'll decrease your O2 level. So, but you can get standard. Usually come home with 25 feet and another 6-foot hose. And ask for it is real important. There's little couplings to hook the hoses together. If you've been on oxygen for a few days and you feel a real dryness in your mouth and your nose, and it seems like or you live in a real dry area, for that matter, your home is very, very dry, and you just feel like your mouth is real dry and your nasal passage is real dry. Another option, and this is no big deal for your medical equipment company to supply. When I turn this around, I want to make sure that you see this. In the back of this Everflow Respironics 5-liter concentrator, just pull this off. There's a filter in there, but they have this little piece. It's in every one of the machines. Put that back on, and then we do this. We take this. Take your cannula off. Put this on. And then we're going to take a humidifier bottle. You just ask your supplier for a humidifier bottle. Real straightforward. The one thing is, either use boiled water, or in this case we have distilled water. And I should have prefaced this whole thing. Anytime you touch this machine, anytime you work with it, wash your hands prior to. And trying to get a nice firm fit on here. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. Does that look right? I'm just screwing the cap back on. And then there's a little slot for the water right here. Something I did. This piece goes on here first. And spin that on. Okay, you got that nice and tight. Hook the hose to here. And you can see the water already starting to bubble up because we're now aspirating the distilled water. And that'll humidify your nasal cannula. I'm now attaching the nasal cannula. And here we go. Same. I have to get this. You know, every once in a while, you want to go ahead and roll these all the way out because you get caught up. And the most common thing we get a phone call for is, "Hey, the oxygen, my oxygen machine's broken down. Can you do something? Light staying on." A lot of times, it's accidentally pinched. If I stop air coming from out of it, if there's a pinch, this machine will make a noise. So right now there's a failure in the machine. Now we open it back up. I'm going to cut it off. Cut it back on. Now the flow is proper. But when it was pinched, it automatically cut on both the caution light and the red beeping light. And that says air is not, the oxygen is not going through. Okay, last thing. Put this on. Put it on my ears first. There we go. Now I'm breathing humidified oxygen. And the beauty of this machine, it's going to be about 92-93% pure oxygen. About the best you can do with a cylinder is 98-99%. So this is an amazing piece of equipment. So you don't have to constantly change cylinders out. As long as you're at the house and it's not heavy, I think this one may be right around 20 pounds. So you can take it, if you go on a trip, you can carry it with you, toss it in the trunk, and keep it in your hotel room. Wonderful piece of equipment. Things to remember, always check your hoses. The water, best to use distilled or boiled water. That's about it. The biggest thing is your healthcare provider, your medical equipment company should be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to assist you, especially if you're prescribed oxygen. That's it. If you have any questions, call Grace Healthcare.